Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations. Tonight, it's a pleasure to welcome back to our beautiful studios here in downtown Exeter, the one and only, the extremely talented and good-looking Kathleen Curran Monroe is here. Welcome back, Kathleen.
Thank you, Mike. It's always fun to be here.
Nice to have you with us. Kathleen is the music director of the Westminster Youth String Ensemble. And we've done many shows together over the years. We're going to talk tonight about the concert coming up in just a few weeks. Sunday, May 3rd, 3 o'clock at the Westerly Armory. And Kathleen, let's go back in time a little bit. You know, usually we just talk about the ensemble and the people that are involved in playing it, but we never get a lot of background about you. And I know that you are a Rhode Island person, correct?
Yes, I grew up in Cranston.
Cranston.
I went to Cranston East High School.
Okay.
And there was no orchestra there, but I played in the youth orchestras. I played with the Young People's Symphony of Rhode Island, and so I did get my experience outside of the school system. But my mom was a string teacher in the Cranston school system, and she taught in 21 schools a week.
21, that's a lot that used to happen. I know that itinerant teachers, both in art and music, that happened a lot, right? Where they would be, you know, traveling around different schools all the time. And that's what she did?
Yes, that's what she did. And in 1962, she was the teacher from Rhode Island that was selected to go study with Shinichi Suzuki, the gentleman who started the Suzuki method. And she went to the Eastman School of Music in 1962 and studied with Mr. Suzuki she was from the state of Rhode Island.
Oh, wow. So that's pretty impressive. And that's where you got your inspiration, so to speak?
Yes. Aurora Curran was my mother's name.
Okay.
And she was a string teacher.
String teacher, all right. And what time in your life did you start playing?
When I was 7.
7?
7. My mom said, "You're going to play the cello," and I said, "Okay." No discussion. Yes.
No discussion. Okay. And did you like the cello right away, or did it take some convincing for you to practice?
I didn't like to practice, but I liked the cello, and I loved my cello teacher, so I stuck with it.
Okay. You know, you, over the years, we've had a lot of great stories, and I've learned a lot from you about different things, particularly about the cello, and not so much the instrument itself, but the bow. I remember you had a great story a few years ago about what happened to your bow for your cello.
Oh, yes. We had a brand new golden retriever puppy, and he ate my cello bow.
And what's it cost? $10, $20 to replace that?
It was a
That's what I thought.
It was a $5,000 bow, but I had it insured, so
Wow.
I got $200.
$5,000 for the bow. Now, see, that's something I learned. I really thought that you could just go down to Axelrod's in downtown Providence and buy another one for, a few bucks.
No. And the tip of the bow is the most fragile part. And if you break the tip of your bow, your bow is worthless, basically. And the dog just bit the tip right off the top of the bow. So that was it. We still had the dog, though. We kept him for 15 years. He was loved. His name was Sam.
All right. So the dog stayed intact. That's a good thing. Tonight we're going to be talking about the concert coming up on May 3rd. And as usual, it's going to be at the Westerly Armory. And you also ask people to bring a donation along with them, right, if they can?
Yes, for the Johnny Cake Center. They feed a lot of families. They're a wonderful organization, and we love to support them.
And the Westminster Youth String Ensemble is made up of, 20, 25? How many people?
We have about 35
35,
children.
okay.
Yes.
All right, well, that's good. So 35 children from mostly Rhode Island and southeastern Connecticut.
Yes.
And they come to you for lessons, and then you put them together in an ensemble. That's how that works?
Well, most of them do not study privately with me. A lot of the cello students do, but they study with other teachers, and a lot of them do not have string programs in their school systems. So that's why this is a really important organization, because we give children a chance to play that wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
Oh, okay. So then they put this all together, and you charge an incredible amount of money for a ticket. It's $1,000 per person. No, that's $10. I didn't see the decimal point there. How do you manage to do a concert when you only charge $10 for admission?
Well, we realize that we want people to come, and that's really the most important thing. And children are free. We really want to inspire children. I've found over the years that young musicians are the ones that inspire the children to want to play. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people donate more than $10, and we love that also. So it works out pretty well.
Oh, good. All right. And children are always free if you want to bring a family.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, we've got some details there. We'll recap that a little bit later, but let's get to some music. You've brought quite a few pieces with you today. Tell us, when was this recorded, this first piece?
This was from December 6th of 2025, just this past December. So this is a live performance.
Of what piece?
The first piece is March in G by Henry Purcell.
All right, let's give that a listen. All right, we've heard the first track that you brought for us today. What's the second one going to be?
The second one, like the first, is performed by the Festival Strings, which is the youngest group of the ensembles of the Westminster Youth String Ensemble. The second track is Viva Vivaldi by Owen Goldsmith.
Kathleen, I think we have time for one more piece in our first segment of the show, so why don't you tell us what this one will be?
Well, this is performed by the Westminster Youth String Ensemble and the Festival Strings, and it's entitled Star Dancer by Mark Williams.
All right, we'll give that a listen, then we'll take a short break and be back with more. Westminster Youth String Ensemble is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with the director of the ensemble, Kathleen Curran Monroe, who has been doing this for a few years now, Kathleen. I think since its reorganization, if you will, what's it been, about 7 or 8 years? Or
Yes, in 2014.
Since 2014. Well, so that's 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah. I said 7 or 8, and you said yes. So,
What can I say, Mike?
14
I'm
years.
speechless.
14 years of doing this, and you were involved doing things like this before that too, right?
Yes,
So
I started the Musica Dolce Youth String Ensemble in 1995. So I've been doing this a long time, and I love every minute of it. So I keep going.
There you go. And now the ensemble itself does obviously is doing this performance on May 3rd at the Armory, the spring concert. You have a holiday concert, correct, that you do?
Yes, we do.
And you do other things during the year too, right?
Yes, we do. A lot of times we'll play at the Virtu Art Festival in Westerly, and different people will ask us to play for different events. We play usually for the Veterans Day ceremony, after the Veterans Day parade at the Westerly Armory. We play with the band, the Westerly Band, and there's a little foundations chorus that they've started. They sing with us for that particular community event. We try to be visible in the community.
Right. So it's not something that just happens like, a couple of weeks of rehearsal and then do the spring concert, a couple of weeks and do the holiday. You're involved almost all year long.
Yes. And I also have a summer camp.
Well, I was just going to say, what about the summer?
Yes, the summer camp, it's called the Westminster
There's a
Summer
slight pause.
Strings Academy. I have to
Okay.
think of what the name of it was. Westminster Summer Strings Academy. My husband calls it Tangleweed.
Tangleweed.
And we have about 20 boys and girls from ages 10 to 14. And it's in my backyard. I have a very large garage. It's kind of like a carriage house, actually. And every day from 9:30 to 12:30, we have an ensemble. We have chamber music. We have arts and crafts. We have snack time, lunch time. And on the Friday of the week, this year it's July 13th to the 17th. And on the Friday, we have a little concert at 12 o'clock where families can come up the driveway, and we have all the chairs set up, and we have a little concert, and then we have an ice cream party at the end. And also on the Thursday of that week, which would be the 16th of July, we invite the residents of the Carriage House and the Chestnut Cottage at the Elms to come drive on their usual weekly bus trip in the community. They drive up the driveway, they roll down the windows on the bus, and the kids give them a little impromptu concert.
Cool.
And the children get up on the bus and introduce themselves to the residents, and it's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
And we do that every year. And the people that are the aides at the Chestnut Cottage and the Carriage House make this happen. And we have Lou, the bus driver, who makes this happen also. And it's a beautiful thing. And the kids love the residents, and the residents remember the children also.
Now, is it too late to get involved if you have a student?
It's $200 for the week, and that includes snacks and arts and crafts and music and everything. And it's for 5 days, July 13th to the July 17th, and 9:30 to 12:30. I have found that when we go home at 12:30, by the end of the week, everyone still loves each other. If we go to the hot afternoon sun, I think people get a little bit weary of being together in the hot. It's because we don't have a pool or anything.
Well, that's good thinking.
So yes, and people at the end of the week, everyone hugs, and a lot of them come back. In fact, some of the older students, after they've aged out of the camp, they come back as counselors to help.
All right. Well, let's get to another piece of music. This is track 5 of your recent recording. Tell us about this one.
Well, this is a very interesting piece. It's Fantasia on an original theme written by Joseph J. Phillips. Joseph J. Phillips is from upstate New York, and his granddaughter, Emmeline, is in the string ensemble. So this is a performance of Fantasia on an original theme by Joseph Phillips, and Joseph Phillips is conducting also.
We're going to keep the music flowing right along. Tell us about this next track.
This is Bow Olympics by Katie O'Hara Labrie, a really fun piece that has a lot of technical difficulty with the bow. This next piece is Reverie by James Corigliano.
Kathleen, thanks for bringing all this music, and I know that we have a lot, so I'm going to try to get this one more in before we take our next break. Tell us about this one.
The next piece is Overture to Joseph by Handel, arranged by Philip Clark.
All right, we'll listen to that, take a short break, and be back with more. The Westminster Youth String Ensemble is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, pleased to be with Kathleen Curran Monroe, the director of the ensemble, and we've been talking about a concert coming up Sunday, May 3rd, 3 o'clock at the Westerly Armory on Railroad Avenue. And there's a website you can go to get more information, which is westminsterstrings.org. And if you want to call a phone number, operators are standing by at 401-596-5225. Kathleen, we want to try to get more music in, so tell us about this next piece.
The next piece is Tartini's Delight, written by Tartini, arranged by Marcus Doughty.
Kathleen, thanks so much for coming in and bringing your music to our audience. And I hope the concert on Sunday, this coming Sunday, not this coming Sunday, but coming up soon, May 3rd at the Westerly Armory at 3 o'clock, will be a great success for you and all the people involved with the Westminster Youth String Ensemble. I know we have time for a couple more pieces of music, and I want to hear about some of the people that help you out in putting these concerts on.
Yes, I want to thank Billy Quirk, who's going to be coming and being our piano soloist. He's going to play an allegro movement from a Mozart piano concerto that Mozart wrote when he was 11 years old. And he's a young man that played in my string ensemble in the early 2000s, and he's coming back to be our soloist on May 3rd. So
now this is Billy Quirk Jr.,
This is Billy Quirk Jr. Yes,
right,
his dad owns the Seaside Pharmacy.
That's right.
Yes,
yeah.
This is his son, Billy, and I've known him for a long time, and he's a great guy, and he's going to perform with us on May 3rd.
Excellent. Tell us about these last two pieces.
The first piece is Dragon Hunter by Richard Meyer, a favorite of all the young musicians, and John Castori, one of our mentors, is conducting, and also Falling Snow by Christopher Allen Schmitz.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Kathleen. And the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Conducting Conversations.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music and the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.